Welcome to Real Kiwi Fishing. This week, Stevo and I on the magical 90 mile again. We've come up for the day. We've got about 1.2 meters to 1.5 meters, so it's quite solid today. We normally like fishing it under that meter or meter, but it's our last day today in the far north and we just had to come up and give it a shot. Might sort of head up towards the bluff and have a nosy up there as well. Maybe have a fish off those rocks up there. So yeah, hopefully we get into a few nice fish on the magical 90 today. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Just gave the kōtare a quick flick, just to see if we can gauge that flow. Looked like it was heading right. Got some fresh KIWI caught yesterday. Went out in the boat just to get some KIWI. Didn't want to turn up here and not have any, or rely on trying to catch some. So we'll just start baiting up. Stevo's just chopped it up into our little cubes that we like to use. And then we'll get the tiki out, and then I'll concentrate more on giving that a good flick. Just got a little hole here. I'm not too sure of the tides, forgot to look at the tides. But we've got a little hole here in front of us, that's why I stopped here. Looks like it's sort of in between tides, which can be difficult to fish. Okay guys, we're all baited up. Got our fresh KIWI, so we're happy about that. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly wind the surf caster in and we'll do our first set, see how we go. Stevo's ready to rock and roll. Just gonna drop her in. See how we go with those breakers out the back there. Doing a 20-minute run just because of the size of that swell. It's breaking on that bank there. Dropping her in. She's away. Just slightly offset it to the left. Wasn't too much drag there. But we know it normally has a northerly flow, the west coast, so we've just slightly offset it to the left. just chucked a couple in front of that first sinker. Pretty much hitting that bar now, that little sandbar. It's done a bit of a stop. Little sinker's gone. It's just gone over. Ooh, that big set. Last sinker on, we've got a couple in behind that last sinker. Okay, all baits on. She's fighting over that bank. It's pretty much made it over it. Which is good. And it has headed down to that right hand side like we thought it would, just with that natural northerly flow that the west coast has. Okay guys, it's on its way out. I'm going to leave Stevo to it. I'm going to just head down the beach a little bit. There's still a nice little flat water down in here that I'm going to go cast into. There's obviously a little bit of deep water there. I think the tide might be still dropping, so I'll go flick a bait out in that little calm patch there, see if we can't pick up a snapper, early morning snapper off the 90. The surf cast would be good. Let's get down there. Okay guys, just got this little calm patch out here. I'm going to flick a bait into it, see if anything happens. You can see the water getting drawn out, and there's a little bank, and then probably like a trough in between this little bank and that little one that's just a little bit further out. So we want to get over that wave that was just breaking there. You can see that calm patch. Have to get a little bit wet for that one, but we got in there. Sun's just starting to come up. Okay guys, Stevo's cranking it in. It's been soaking for about 35 minutes. We thought we'd not soak it too long, and we can just adjust that on that second set if we need to do a second set. Had no bites. Low tide's around 9:30, so it's getting close to low tide. So what we'll, well, hopefully got some fish on the set, pack up, and then just drive the beach, find a couple of holes that we can fish over that high tide, and maybe a bank sort of in the next half hour. Fish that low, and then when the tide comes in, go and fish those holes that we've spotted, hopefully. We'll see how we go on this tiki set. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes before I got to go help him. It's definitely got that hard right pull. It's headed off north. There was a bit of weed on my surf caster, so whether it's got a fair bit of weed, but it will also have that natural northerly pull, and maybe some fish, hopefully. So just got to give it a hand, take a bit of tension off that winch. Hopefully no sharks. It's very, very heavy. Might even have to drive the beach. Chuck Stevo on the back of the truck. Okay guys, we lost our winch. Got dragged backwards. We don't know what, I think there's a heap of weed. So we've had to manually pull it and manually wind. Once you get there, just wind. Just a heap of weed, big clump right on the join where the trace and the main line is. Hopefully that's just the only place it is, but not highly unlikely, I would say. Could be right along all through the hooks. So we think the winch blew the fuse when it got dragged backwards. It's still super heavy, so I would say there's more weed to come. We pretty much won't be able to do the tiki after this, probably. It's still super heavy. That weed didn't really do anything, so there's either some big sharks, big stingray, or 200 kilos of fish, or we're dragging half of the North Island. You can see a snapper tail there, probably on the first hook. It's a big snapper. Grab that chili bin. Hey, at least we got one. Another big, massive clump of weed. There you go, guys. How's that? Maybe we've got a full string of those. Heaps of weed, and a few big fish. Do you want to just pull the line in here? We're just going to pull the line in here and then we'll wind it. Still something big there. Still something big there. Stingray or shark. A few more big 20-pounders. Another nice fish, guys. Going old school. That's what we used to do back in the day with the kontiki bag. Manually pull it in. Another nice fish there, guys. This guy's a little bit smaller, but being on the west coast, he's takeable. He's still probably about 32, 33. But we'll measure him up to be sure once we're in. Stevo's got another big dog. What you got there, fella? What you got there? Little snap? Yep. Penny. West Coast penny. 90 mile big. Lots of weed. And it's still heavy as. I'm unsure why. I'd say if the weed wasn't the problem, we'd probably have a few more good fish. But hey, at least we're working for our fish, right? I don't know why it's still heavy, is it? Maybe on the kontiki. There you go, guys. Another nice little fish there. Probably getting close to 50 centimeters. A few untouched baits, but had weed. And that's the trouble with the weed. There you go, guys. A couple of horses in there. Probably got a couple close to the 20 pound. Got about 5 or 6, so after all that hard work, at least we got a few fish there. Gonna try and sort out the handle, and we might go old school if we have to. Just do a short set, maybe a 10-minute run, and we'll just crank it in for the handle. We have to sort out the handle. And if we can do that, we might do one more set, considering there's some good fish there. But yeah, some real nice fish. That one there's a doozy. Stevo's chili bin is probably about 60 centimetres, 70 centimetres long, 60. You can't quite fit in there, so it's a nice fish. Normally we'd try and get those bigger boys back, but because we took so long trying to drag in the weed, and we might only end up with that to take home, we're probably just going to keep them. We'll fillet those up. That big one might even smoke, so definitely won't go to waste. So we'll see how we go, see if we can sort out this kontiki. We might get one more set, but clean up, probably go do a surf cast, and then see how we go.